All right. Hi, everybody. I'm Erin, the Fire Chick driver. If you haven't had a chance to see my first video on just the introduction of Uber driver, please check that out, especially if you're new to this or you're trying to decide whether or not you want to drive for Uber. Okay. But let's get started.
Okay, so before you go online, one of the first things that you may want to do is to tap on those two funny little lines down at the bottom left of your screen. Okay, and you're going to click on that. And this is going to give the services that you're signed up to take, basically. Okay, now when you first start, you're probably just going to be eligible for the Uber X. Okay, and it's once you start getting some, or deliveries, of course. Deliveries like the food deliveries and stuff, you can even do that before the rides. Okay, because like if you don't have your registration paperwork done on your car or whatever, or your car is older, it's older than the 15 years that's required to do rides, you can do the deliveries. Okay, and all you would do is you would just mark that. Okay, but chances are you're only going to be eligible for Uber X when you first start. As you get more rides and your rating as well, and they see that you're taking calls, then they'll probably okay you for Uber Comfort and Uber Pet. Just be advised that when you get cleared to do these, they kind of just automatically assign those to you. Okay, so this is why you're going to want to check this in case you don't want to do Uber Pets or you're not interested in Comfort or Uber X, and you can switch these around to whatever you want to do. Okay, so keep an eye on that. Down at the very bottom, you'll see is sign up for Shop and Pay. And that's another service that Uber does now where you actually go shopping for someone, okay? And they have a card set up that you would use to actually do the purchases with. And then you pick up their groceries or whatever and you deliver them to wherever their location is. Another thing that will come to you if you just scroll down a little bit from there is area preferences. Now this is something that you have to earn. Area preferences, as I recall, it's not something that they give you right away, but you can get trips that start and end in areas that you choose. Okay, and it's just for 2 hours. So if you had a area that you kind of wanted to stay in for maybe the last couple hours of your day or the first thing in the morning, you would just turn that on. And then there's area preferences that we'll get to at some other point. Okay, but let's just stick with the basics now. Also, teen requests. Okay, that's on for trips. I have that turned on. And that's another area that you have to get cleared to do. And that's after you get so many rides and things like that, and you're got a good star rating and stuff. And then they'll open that up for you to take teen trips. Okay, and a lot of this other stuff isn't something that you need to go through right away before this will be in further videos while I'll start going through this. But for your first ride, let's go to account. Okay, and down here at the bottom, this is all your paperwork and your payments. And okay, there's the plus card that I was talking about that you would use for the grocery shopping. Okay, but down here you've got your app settings. Okay, so this is how your Uber driver app is going to be set. Okay, so you've got sounds and voice. Okay, do you want the voice navigation on? Do you want it to read rider messages to you and announce trips to you? Okay, so it's basically going to make a little jingle when you get trips. And of course, the voice navigation and read rider messages is pretty easy to understand. Okay, so you go back, and then you've got navigation. Okay, and Uber recommends staying on Uber navigation, so it just keeps you in that app. But you can also select Google Maps or Waze. I use Waze, but because I can send the address to the screen that's in my car. Okay, if you have an iPhone, I use Android. I think you can actually put the Uber app straight onto your screen. That's my understanding, but the Android does not do that. But I can connect with a USB cable to the car, and then I actually have both. I'll have the Uber navigation on my phone, and then I send it up to my screen, and it will have the Waze navigation on there. And on the Waze, I just turn the sound off for that because I can still listen to the Uber navigation. And Waze is a lot of times a little different because Waze tends to take you on more highways. but it also does seem to be a little bit better on traffic conditions and things. So that's why I like to use both of those. Okay, down at the bottom you see the auto navigate, and you'll see a route overview before navigation just starts. So it'll kind of give you just a quick little shot of your trip, from a longer distance away. So okay, so you've got your navigation set. You go back. Accessibility. Okay, this is just some other stuff that will alert you. Okay, so if you want screen flash for requests, you just turn that on. Okay, and it's just going to make your screen kind of get your attention more. Okay, the vibration, same thing. A ride request comes in, your phone's gonna vibrate. Down here, you can set languages that you know, so that your rider knows that you know English and Spanish or Arabic or whatever it is. Okay, if you're interested in letting them know. Okay. Also, you can set the let riders know that you're deaf or hard of hearing. Okay, because that may be important. If they're trying to get your attention back there and they're not understanding why you're not acknowledging them, then it may be because you're deaf or hard of hearing. So turn that on so people understand that they may have to tap you on the shoulder or get your attention in some other way. All right, so you go back. Communication. Okay, now this is how you want your contact preferences. Okay, how do you want your customers to reach you? Okay, so whether you're en route to a call, or you may still be on another call, but you've accepted one that's going to be right after this, and sometimes you'll get a phone call or a message from that next rider, okay, before you're even en route to them. But this is how you want them to get in contact with you. Do you want them to be able to call or chat, send messages, or one or the other? Okay, so, and then you've got marketing preferences. Choose how to get special offers, promos, personalized suggestions, and more. Okay, do you want notifications or do you want email? Okay, so these are all things that you may want to make sure that you have set. Okay, your app language. Okay, I've got English. It's the only language I know. I mean, I know a tidbit of Spanish, but not enough to mark that I know a second language. Okay, and then down here you've got night mode. Okay, so you know how it is when, like if you have a light on your car at night and it's hard to see. It's the same thing if your screen is just blinding you. Okay, so I like to actually have that on automatic. Okay, and sometimes it automatically comes off of night mode and sometimes it doesn't. You might have to just come in here and turn it off when it gets daylight because you don't want the dark screen anymore. But it is a nice feature so that you don't feel like you're getting blinded by the screen at night. Okay, so sometimes it does that when you go back. You have to go back into the thing here, so let's just do that. It happens. Okay, back down to app settings. Okay, follow my ride. So this is a safety feature that you can set up. Okay, so if you want your spouse or a friend or someone to be able to kind of track where you're going on your calls, you can set up this follow my ride. Okay, so just hit that learn more, and it's probably something that you need to have that friend or family member agree to do, because it's probably going to send stuff, and then maybe they have to have the app on their phone. I'm not totally sure. Okay, so take a look at that. Okay, emergency contacts, that's pretty straightforward. Who do you want Uber to call if you have some kind of incident? Say you get a wreck or something. Okay, and it says you can sync your address book and probably just select who you want them to contact for you. Okay, and then speed limit. Okay, so if you want the speed limit to be shown like up on the app as you're driving and it's showing your navigation and stuff, you just put show speed limit, and then you can have speeding alerts. So if you want it to alert you, hey, you're going 5 miles per hour over the speed limit. Okay, and it can do that. Okay, on the 55 plus, of course, it's a little higher. I mean, to be honest with you, I was married to a cop. I kind of know. I'm retired firefighter, work with cops. And I actually heard a police chief say that, hey, their speed guns are only good to plus minus 5 miles per hour. And generally speaking, a cop's not going to mess with you unless you're going like over 10 miles per hour. That's just, word of advice. I mean, I'm not saying you won't get a ticket for going, 3 or 4 miles per hour, but if you had to go to court, you've got a good, fight there. Okay. Now, emergency data sharing. Okay. This is share trip details with 911. So when this is on your live location, your trip and contact details will be automatically shared with the 911 folks, okay, from the app. Okay, it does say it's only available in certain cities, so hit that learn more. If you're not sure that that's going to work for you, I have that turned on. So if I do, get to that point where I need to call 911, then, they'll have all my information that I need. Okay, so we go back, ride check. Okay, so and this is there's a little symbol like this one here in the blue that you'll see that's on your map. Okay, so that's what you're going to want to hit if you do have something happen. You have a wreck, or something's not right with your passenger or whatever, and I'll show you that here too. Okay, so ride check notifications, and this is like if something, like say you've been sitting somewhere for a long time, you may get a notification, and the Uber app is going to ask you, hey, is everything okay? And then you can select in there, whether it is or it's not, or do they need to call 911, whatever. Okay. This is just another one, crash detection. Okay, so when this is turned on, we'll send you a ride check notification in case of a possible crash. Like say your car stopped suddenly, or went offline, or something weird happened, I guess, it would send some kind of a notification. Okay, so those are probably just good safe things to have ready to go. And then you have the video and audio recording. Okay, the audio that's available during rides. Okay, so that's one of those things, like if something's going weird or you just don't trust this rider, you can set it to record the audio inside your vehicle. Okay, the app itself will be recording that. Okay, so that way if you do have a problem later, or something that you need to report to Uber, or you need proof that this person was the one causing the issues and not you, then you may want to have that audio recording on. And then down below here, you'll see record with your dash cam. Okay, so this is just like where you're registering the fact that you have a dash cam. Okay, it doesn't like automatically connect to the Uber app or anything, but it does let a rider know that you have a dash cam in your car and that they can or are being recorded. Okay, it's just to let them know, and then if they know you've got a dash cam and they're being recorded, they're probably less likely to do stupid stuff. Okay, so just another safety thing, and I highly recommend having a dash cam before you start doing this. Okay, if it's something that you're just trying this out and you can't afford it just yet, that's give it a try first and see how it goes before you invest that money. But I would highly recommend that if you decide, yeah, this is what I'm going to do this on a regular basis, get a dash cam. Okay, and so now we're going to come back out of the app settings. Okay, back out of the account. Okay, so we've gone through the settings. Okay, and here's the little shield that I was telling you about right here. Okay, the record audio, you're going to want to set that up. That's what you want to do. Okay, so record for your safety. You can now record audio to encourage safe, comfortable interaction. Okay, you hit next. Your privacy is protected. Okay, you decide whether to record audio. Neither you or your rider can listen to the recording at any time. The recording stays on your phone unless you file a safety report and include it for us to review. Okay. Help Uber investigate. We take safety reports seriously. If you file one, the safety team will review the recording you attach. Okay. Uber may provide the recording to law enforcement, when presented with a valid legal request or in emergency situations. Okay, and so allow Uber driver to record audio. You put, while using the app, only this time don't allow. Okay. So I'm not going to do that right now. That's another whole thing. Allow camera and microphone access. You go to the settings and you finish setting all that up. So if that's something that you're wanting to do, then by all means take a look at that. Okay. And so you'll see, as you're on your screen, that little shield's going to be there. So while you're in the middle of a ride and something goes haywire, you would hit that. Okay. And then you've got report a crash, 911 assistance. Let's see, proof of trip status. Show law enforcement your current trip status. I don't know exactly what that is, but let's look at that a little bit. You can share this with law enforcement or security to show your trip status. Okay, it's got your license plate number, last trip ended, blah, blah, blah. Aaron isn't currently on a trip or delivery on Uber or Uber Eats app. So there you go. Okay, so that shows I'm not even doing anything right now. So, and it knows that. Okay, and then right here you'll see, if you tip on those lines right there, those bars, that's earning trends. Okay, and this is like the hourly trends. This is like what's normal for a Friday at this time of day. You'll see the live, that's what's happening normally right now. Okay, this is the holidays, this is a slow time. So, you may not get anything for quite some time. I mean, it's close to Christmas, so now is not a good time to try starting Uber unless you just want it to be slow, okay? And then you can see up here, if you tap on these different areas, okay, you can go to the charts on top, see charts. So here you have, those different areas are listed in here separately, okay? And you'll see that they're a little bit different, okay, depending on which one of those areas that you're in, okay? And this is one of those parts that I showed you when you have like area preferences. So you can choose to like pick, the East Oklahoma City area or the North Oklahoma City or a couple of them. And you can select those that's the areas that you wanted to be in for that 2-hour period. Okay.
Okay, so this is something that's important that I wanted to show you. So as you first go online, you can even look at it before you actually go online, is to scroll around and look at your map, okay? And you'll see these gray areas, okay, in different areas. Now I'm way up north up here. I'm in Guthrie, which is north of Edmond here, okay? So these gray areas are areas where you're likely to get some ride requests. Okay, it doesn't mean there's people waiting. It doesn't mean it's necessarily busy, but that's a trend of you're normally going to get rides in those areas. Okay, and then you'll see this outlined blue area. Okay, that is an area where they have what's called boosts. Okay, you'll see here $1.50 boost between the hours of 8 and 9 a.m. Now, this is just this particular time on this particular day, okay? And these numbers will go up and down depending on the time of day and what they expect. And sometimes there's no boost area here. Sometimes they know, their analytics shows that it's quiet during that particular day at whatever hours it is, and so there's no boost there. Okay, but what this means is if you are within this area, okay, so say I drive down here and I'm in this area somewhere within this blue outline. If I pick up a call, I'll get an extra $1.50 on the ride. Then maybe an extra $4.50 or whatever for that ride. Okay. If I'm up here in Edmond and I'm picking up a ride in this area, I'll get that $1.50. Okay. But you either kind of have to be parked within here or the ride has to originate in this area for those boosts. Okay. Okay, so I feel it's important to share this with you too as you're just getting started. And that is the red surge areas that will come up in the app. Okay, so as you open and you're looking at your map, you'll see these red areas with these amounts, $4, $5, okay? This is areas where you could go and get surge money. Okay, so you go online and say, I'm parked way up here, but there's a red area down there. Now, am I likely to be able to drive that whole distance, and get in that red area before that goes away? No. Okay, but if I happen to pick up a ride request and it's in that area, I will get that extra money. But the chances of me being able to drive all the way down there and get in that area, okay, before that goes away is slim to none. Okay. If you're right there close to one of those red surge areas, if you're a mile or two away, then you may want to try to, quickly get in that so that your next ride will have that surge money. Okay. Because you just have to be in the area to pick up a ride. It doesn't have to start there. Okay. The other thing that I want you to be aware of is that in the boost area, okay, that we talked about before, that blue outlined area, that is something that you have to sign up for. So you go to the opportunities window and you sign up for those time frames and boost money. Okay, very important because you're not going to automatically get that unless you sign up for those. Which I don't know why they do that, but you have to sign up for it and you have to do it in advance. Okay, you can't wait until you're already in that hour and then sign up for it. Okay, it'll be over with. Okay, and now I wanted to show you, as you can see, there's Will Rogers Airport down here. Okay, and you can see right now that it's kind of a little bit of a reddish color. Okay, which means there's like a surge there right now. And so if I was going to take someone to the airport right now, then I should get an extra $2 on top of whatever the regular fare is. Okay. Okay, so now say that you were interested in taking rides from the airport. Okay, so you were interested, that's what you wanted to do. You wanted to pick up the folks that are getting off the airplanes and you're taking them home or to their hotel. Okay, so you'll see on the screen there's Oklahoma City waiting lot. Okay, and I'm sure this is exact same thing for all the other airports, that have Uber, service. Okay, so you'll see that, and it does say Uber decal required, and I do have that on my car, but I've noticed that when I get to these lots that not everybody always has that. Okay, they don't always have their car marked. Okay, so if you scroll down into the map, then you'll see that blue square. Okay, now when you get to this lot, that's where you're going to want to be, is in the blue square. Okay, because then it's notifying the app that you are there, you're in the area, and you're wanting the airport rides. Okay, if you go over to the right and you're not in that blue square, then the app is not going to recognize that you're there. Okay, so, and that's what you're wanting to do. So make sure you're in the area, and it'll have signs. I'm sure the Oklahoma City does. I'm sure they all do. It'll say, Uber and Lyft drivers. Okay. And on the right side, over on this side, it says for the shuttle buses and things like that. Okay. So make sure that you actually park in those areas, or it's not going to even know that you're there. Okay, the other thing to know is that if you are in that lot, you're not going to pick up other rides. Okay, it's just going to be from the airport. So you're in line to take airport rides, that's the ones you're going to get. Okay. Okay, so if you tap on that, now it's going to bring up, what's going on at the airport right now. You've got a medium wait. There's just one flight coming in, between 8 and 9. There's only 1 to 5 Uber X cars there right now. If you hit that let's go there, so say you're, north of the airport, you hit let's go and it navigates you to that lot. Okay. And you scroll down and it shows how many Uber X cars are there, how many Comfort ones are there, XL. So you have an idea of, what your competition is basically. Okay. Now keep in mind though that if you do decide to make your way to the airport, okay, if you're online but you're wanting to take airport rides, you're still going to have other rides come in, okay, from other areas. Okay, so don't just assume that because you're en route to the airport, that is going to stop giving you calls. Okay, so to keep yourself from having to deny calls and hurt your, acceptance rating, if that's what you want to do and you want to go to the airport, then go offline, get in that lot, go back online. Okay, and just remember that those are the calls that you're going to get. Okay, so you can start navigating toward the airport if you think, well, I'm not getting any calls right now, I'll start heading that way. But then if you do get another ride, then you can just go ahead and accept that. But if that's what you want the airport rides, go offline, get in the lot, go back online so that you're then in line for those. Okay.
So you go back, and here we are again. And when you're ready, you think you're ready to go ahead and try your first ride, you hit the go button. Okay. So go. Okay. Now I am online. You can see I'm a Diamond Driver. Okay. And it's finding trips. Okay. And when I want to go back offline, I go offline. Okay. I'm not interested in taking rides right now because I'm trying to make a video for you fine folks.
Okay, so I want you to hear what that ride is going to sound like when it comes across on your screen. Okay, so I'm driving down the road here. I'm headed down towards the Edmond area because there's nothing up there in Guthrie. Okay, and here comes a ride. Okay, so then you just hit the accept down there. Okay, and then it's going to start telling you. Okay, and so there you go. So it started the navigation. Okay, it gave me like just a quick overview of what that route was going to look like, and then it started the navigation. Okay. Okay, here you can see on the screen that I'm nearing my pickup location. And this particular rider has shared his location. As you'll see the little blue circle with the little person, okay? And then the pin placement, okay, is the green with the box in it, okay? So not everybody shares their location. So sometimes you're just going to want to be getting to that pin. Sometimes you're going to want to not go to the pin and kind of try to go more towards where you see their location. But just remember that a lot of times that they're still inside their apartment building or inside Walmart or whatever, and so they're not necessarily going to see you or you see them, and so you're going to need to get on the pin, and then it will give them a notification, and I will show that to you as well. Okay, so here you can see that I've landed on the pin. Okay, and typically what will happen is it will say picking up fadeaway. Okay, just like so. Okay, now, but you can see that my location is moving around. Okay, so if you have that happen, it's usually a pretty easy fix, but I'll cover that in a different video. Okay, for right now, let's just stick with the basics. Okay, so you've got the picking up fadeaway, and then a lot of times it will say, rider notified. Okay, right down here in your screen, it'll say rider notified, and they have now 2 minutes to come and get in your ride, and then you start it. Okay, and the way to start it is down there where it says start UberX. Okay, you're going to swipe that. So all you're going to do is take it from left to right and swipe it across. Okay, but here you can see, as I explained, okay, there I swiped it. Okay, and then it's going to start the navigation. Okay, and it's going to say about how many minutes it should take you, how far away it is. But see, here it is, the navigation is just weird this day. Okay, so I've got some footage of when the app is actually working correctly. Okay, the navigation's not messing up, and as I land on the pin, it will show you how that works. So let me show you that real quick. Okay, so I'm going to land on the pin here to pick up this ride. And you'll see that it says I'm waiting for the rider, and it's going to start counting off 2 minutes. After that 2 minutes, it's going to start charging the rider more money for you. Okay.
As you can see, as it says on the screen, the rider has been notified, okay? But you can also push on the text box thing and you can hit I've arrived, okay? So we'll do that, okay? Then there's different ones that are automatically in there. There's I'm on my way, I'm stuck in traffic, whatever, if you need to message them, okay? So we'll go back. Yeah, they still got 18 seconds here, so let's hope. Okay, and as you can see now, the 2 minutes has come and gone, and it's going to start counting again. This is an Uber X ride, so it should be a 5-minute wait. Uber Comfort, I think they get 7 minutes if I'm recalling that right. But after that 5 minutes, we'll see if it happens here. If this person doesn't show up, then it's eligible to cancel, and you'll still get a fee. You will still get paid some money for the call, but you have to wait for those 5 minutes first.
Okay, so you've got to your rider's destination point. Okay, now it's going to say, dropping off. In this case, it's Fadeaway. Okay, and then the navigation, like I said, is still wigging out. Okay, but when you're ready to complete the ride, you swipe it just like you did before. Now it's asking me this question because the fact that the navigation was messing up, and it was like, are you on the pin or not? Are you dropping them off? Or are you wanting to drop them off? Okay, so that's why it was doing that. That's why it asked me, did you indeed drop off your rider? Okay, and we were intending to do that right now. Okay, and then you rate your rider, and then you just, now I'm still online, but I don't have another ride right now, so it's just kind of in standby mode. Okay, and another important thing to know before you go out there and start taking rides is how to pause rides. So say you have to go to the restroom or something and you don't want any more rides to come in, okay? You hit the little coffee cup right here, so just like so, and that pauses your rides, and it automatically pops up places that you can go to get fuel or to get food, okay? And you can tap on one of those, and the little green tabs, as you'll find out as you discover, and Uber lets you have more goodies and stuff, you'll find out that those are places that you can get discounts on food and gas and things like that. So all you would have to do is pick one of those. If you just wanted restrooms, you pick, select on the top where you pick restrooms, or you can go ahead and you can select, chargers or gas stations, or whatever it is that you're specifically looking for. You can narrow it down to just that on the app. Okay, and so when you're ready to get back online, you just hit go, and you're right back online, ready for ride requests. Simple as that. Okay, another important thing to note before you go start taking rides is right here you'll see, like, this is over here, the message thing. This is where you contact them, or if you want to call them or whatever, send them a message or call them, you hit over here. Okay, now on the little person over here, this is where you're going to hit if there's some kind of an issue with what's going on. Okay, so I'll play this video, you hit that, and then here you're going to have some options. As something's wrong. Okay, choose an issue. You accepted the trip by accident, so you wanted to cancel it. For some reason you couldn't pick them up because there was something wrong with the route. Okay, maybe it was a wrong address, maybe the road is completely blocked off, you don't know how to figure out how to get there, whatever. Okay, made a wrong turn, pickup isn't worth it, maybe because you're looking at, oh, you're going to have to go up a super muddy road, and it's a $3.48 ride. You decide, wait a minute, I'm not doing this. Okay, so you can pick one of those. Okay, and then select to cancel the ride, or notify the person, hey, can you come closer to me? Because there's all kinds of things that you can pick. Okay, there's a vehicle issue, your vehicle broke down, whatever. So after you make one of those selections, then you can go ahead and cancel the ride. One other point that I wanted to make sure that I addressed, in case you didn't see my first video, is that if you have picked up a ride and say you're on your way to go drop them off at their destination, okay, other rides can be coming across your app, okay? And it's okay to go ahead and accept those. Don't be like me going, why am I getting more rides when I haven't finished this one yet, okay? Because that's way to keep your acceptance rate at a high percentage. You want to try to accept as many as you can. So if you get one come across while you're currently, you've got a passenger and you're taking them somewhere, you can go ahead and accept the next ride. That's how that works, just so you know. Thank you for watching. I hope you find the video helpful. There will be some links in the description for some handy little items for your Uber car. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye for now. Thanks.